Special thanks to Patreon supporter Owen Brost for making this tutorial possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Cayde here bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the FV4201 Chieftain Mk.5. The FV4201 Chieftain was the main battle tank of the United Kingdom during the 1960s to 1990s. A development of the Centurion, the Chieftain introduced the supine, reclining driver position to British design, allowing a heavy, sloped hull with reduced height. A new power track. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Cayde here bringing you another Minecraft Cold War vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the FV4201 Chieftain Mk.5. The Chieftain was the main battle tank of the United Kingdom during the 1960s through 1990s. A development of the Centurion, the Chieftain introduced the supine, reclining driver position to British design, allowing a heavily sloped hull with reduced height. A new power pack and improved transmission gave it higher speeds than the Centurion, despite being heavier due to the major upgrades to armor protection and the armament. This allowed it to replace both the Conqueror and Centurion while performing their roles effectively. It remained in service until replaced by the Challenger 1, which shared many of the Chieftain's features. The Mk.5 here is the last version of the last final production Chieftain. All the variants after this one were all basically upgrades and stuff like that to make the Chieftain more combat effective. Currently the Chieftain is still used by some countries around the world. However, the UK was the main operator and developer of the Chieftain. So overall, pretty interesting vehicle and should be a fun one if you're looking for kind of a nice, I guess you can say, early Modern Warfare to kind of mid-late Cold War type of British tank. And it is a really nice design. Came out really good, really happy the way this looks, and will fit that role just perfectly. We don't visit the British too much in the Modern Warfare and Cold War section, so it's nice to definitely see a tank from them return to this section. Before we go ahead and dive into taking a look at the build, I do want to go ahead and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Owen Brost for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more than you already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go and put a small amount to the channel every month. And in doing so, earn a vehicle request of your choosing. It really helps support the work I do on my channel. It's really greatly appreciated. So again, definitely feel free to check that out. Link is down in the video description. With that though, let's go and dive in here to take a look at the Chieftain Mk.5. So again, to start with, we have the main gun right here, which is a 120mm rifled gun. And then it has a couple of machine guns here mounted coaxially, which is kind of an interesting design. You have a gun on the top here and a gun on the side there. So interesting design there, but I guess you get double the firepower there for your coaxial machine guns. We have the front sloped armor. The side here has the different, storage boxes and stuff like that on the side for basically, tools and equipment there for the crew. We have the turret itself, which houses a machine gun up here by the main hatch up here. It also has a little spotlight, little viewports there, and we also have a hatch up there for the loader, most likely. To the side, we have the kind of iconic design with the Chieftain, which is this box that pops out the side here. I imagine it probably has something to do with maybe range finding or some sort of optics and that kind of sort, but pretty cool and unique feature there for the Chieftain. And we have the kind of cargo racks around the back of the turret here. Again, both sides. We have the engine deck here, all the details surrounding it, and the back here, of course, all the various detail on the back there of the tank. But overall, really nice build and should be a awesome addition to your British section in the Modern Warfare and Cold War section. With that though, let's go and dive into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer, layer number 1. Alright guys, so moving into our first layer here, we'll be going ahead and start with layer 1. For layer 1 to get started with, here we're going to go ahead and place down 2 black shulker boxes, which are going to be basically back to back or bottom to bottom, just like this, like so. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 nether brick ups downstairs coming off those 2 shulker boxes toward the direction you want the front of the tank facing. So we're going to have the tank face that way, so we're going to place down our 2 nether brick stairs in that direction. We're going to go ahead and grab our polished blackstone. We're going to place down 2 stairs like this, back to back, and a nether set right behind them. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 dark oak with trapdoors. Again, we're going to place our black shulker boxes on their sides, and again, our 2 sets of 2 of polished blackstone stairs. We're going to go ahead and place down again 2 dark oak with trapdoors, 2 black shulker boxes again, And then another set of 2 of polished black stone stairs across, and 2 coming off the back there. We then want to place down 2 narrow brick ups and down stairs coming off those polished black stone stairs like that. Now once we have that done, on the side here of the black shulker boxes, we're going to place down item frames. And in those item frames, we're going to place down green stained glass panes. If you're on Java, we can go ahead and also go the extra mile by placing down a dark oak wood button on the side there of the shulker boxes. Just note that placing the item frames and buttons is a feature only available for Java. If you're not on Java, I would recommend instead of the buttons, I would place down the item frames with the green stained glass pane because I think it looks better and adds more to the build. The button there is just kind of an extra little thing and easy to disregard. Anyways, going ahead and continuing on, we want to go and take our dark oak wood top slabs. We're going to place down our row 3 coming off those shulker boxes up here in the front. We're also going to place down a zombie head coming off the center slab, like so. After that's done, going ahead and moving to the rear of the tank, we want to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood trapdoor coming off this stair here, dark oak wood top slab, and another trapdoor. We're going to go then place down a row 3 of dark oak wood top slabs across, like so. And we're just going to fill in our space here from the back to the front here with top slabs to basically fill in the whole base here of the tank. Now with that done, we want to go ahead and then basically copy the same design we did for the tracks just over here to this side. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of do this a little bit faster as I've already covered the kind of the track layout here in pretty good detail. So again, I'm going to build this a little bit quicker. If you need to, you can slow the video down, pause it, whatever works best for you, or just, build what you see on the other side over to this side. And just like this, all the way to the back here, and we have our 2 narrow brick ups downstairs. Now at this point, we're going to do the same thing. So item frames, green stained glass panes, and again, if you're on Java, dark oak button there. So just like that. And after we have that done, taking a look at it from above this, we should have the top-down view with layer 1 complete. At this point in time, we will also be going ahead and grabbing some materials to make some banners, which you can see being used there on the road wheels. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the necessary materials, and I'll show you guys how to make those banners. Alright guys, so when it comes to making these banners, they're really simple to make. You're just going to need 2 black banners, 2 green dye, and 2 black dye. We're going to start off by placing down our loom. We're going to go into our loom for our black banners and our green dye. We're going to split the banner in half with green on the left side for our first one, and then green on the right side for our second banner, and you can see they're split in half vertically. Both these banners here will be placed back into our loom with our black dye. We're going to do the horizontal black line for the center there. And we're going to do the same thing here for both banners. So you get 2 banners that look like this. Now these banners will be placed on the side here of these stairs with the green facing toward each other. And that will be done here for these 3 on this side, and over here, same thing, these 3 on this side. So pretty straightforward stuff there, and it just kind of helps show the spacing there for our road wheels a little bit better. Just kind of adds a little bit better extra detail to them and a lot of fun stuff. But anyways, that right there is going to conclude what we have there for layer number 1, and with that, let's move on up to layer number 2. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2, to go ahead and get started with, here, we're going to place down 2 green shulker boxes, basically back to back on top of these narrow brick ups downstairs. After we have that done, coming off those blocks, we're going to go and place down 2 dark oak wood ups downstairs like this toward the front, and same thing over here, like so. So just like that. And we're going to go and take dark oak wood signs, and we're going to go and wrap them around the sides here and backs of the stairs. So just like that. Now on the inside here, we're going to go ahead and then place down a green terracotta block that will go on top of this zombie head here, and then an upside down dark oak wood stair to both sides. Coming off those dark oak wood stairs, we're going to place down item frames, and then we're going to then place down a tripwire hook in the item frames and rotate it so it faces downwards. Again, if you are not on Java, we can go ahead and also place a dark oak wood sign on the side here of these stairs. Again, the item frames and signs can be placed in the same block space on Java, so that allows us to do that extra little bit there. If you are not on Java, I would recommend just placing down the item frames, as I think they add more detail rather than the signs there. After that though, we're going to go ahead and continue on. We're going to go to the end of the shulker boxes here. We're going to place down an item frame, a cobweb, and again, if you're on Java, a dark oak wood button. Over here, same thing, item frame, cobweb, dark oak wood button. After we have that done, we're going to take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 7 across, a dark oak wood top slab to both ends, and a dark oak wood sign coming off the side of that top slab. We're going to go then take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 7 of green terracotta across, followed by a second row of 7, followed by a third row. Then we're going to go and go to 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 rows of 7 there of green terracotta going back. We're going to go then place down 2 rows of 5. Going across the center here. We're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood up down stair to both sides, a dark oak wood top slab coming off that stair, and on both the sides of the stair and the slabs we're going to place down dark oak wood signs. So like so. Then on the back here we're going to go ahead and take our green shulker boxes. We're going to place down 2 green shulker boxes like this on top of those nether brick up down stairs. And then going back from those, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 nether brick walls here to both sides. Now on the walls here on the outer sides, we're going to place down an item frame to both sides. And in that item frame, we're going to go ahead and place down a red stained glass pane. We can also, since we're on Java, place a dark oak wood sign here. Again, if you're not on Java, just disregard the sign. We're going to go then take a dark oak wood trapdoor. We're going to place down a trapdoor on the side of this wall and close it like so. Same thing over here, like that. And also on the side here, this nether brick wall on the very outside, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign as well. We're also going to place down an item frame on these shulker boxes like so. We're going to place down a cobweb in the shulker box, and again a dark oak wood button in the item on the block as well if you're on Java. For the center here, we're just going to take our green terracotta. We're just going to place down a row of 3 across that center section like so, and then taking dark oak wood top slabs, we're going to place down a row of 3 coming off those blocks. And with that all complete there, that's going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 2. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving on up to our next layer, layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to start off with, we're going to place down 2 green carpets on top of these 2 dark oak wood up downstairs like so. Behind those, we're going to place down dark oak wood trapdoors to both sides, and then we're going to go ahead and place down 2 spruce wood slabs going back from the trapdoors. We then want to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor like this going on both sides there toward the center. A dark oak wood slab in the middle, a trapdoor coming off that slab, and then on top of these upside down stairs here, we're going to place down a zombie head on both sides there. After that, we're going to place down 2 pistons, like so. And if you're not on Java, instead of pistons, I would recommend using the end portal frames instead. Those are a good alternative to the pistons. So again, use whatever works best for you in your version, but for Java, we'll use pistons. For any other version, I would recommend probably using end portal frames. We're going to go ahead and place down a item frame on the side of this block, and then you trip our hook in the item frame rotated to face downwards. Same thing over here. In the center, we're going to place down another block, so either a piston or end portal frame, depending on your version, and then a dark oak wood slab to both sides. Going back from this, we're going to place down another green terracotta block here in the center, and then again a piston or a end portal frame to both sides, again depending on your version. And we're going to go ahead and then just take spruce wood stairs and place down 2 like this out to the sides there. We're going to leave the pistons for right now. We'll come back to those a little bit later to kind of modify them and make them work perfect how we want them. But for the time being, we're just going to leave them as is, and we'll come back to those a little bit later. We're going to go ahead and continue on, though, by placing down a row of 3 of green terracotta blocks across the center there. And we're going to then place down 2 spruce wood, or stripped spruce wood blocks out to the sides there like so. Once we have that done there, we're going to go ahead and then place down another 2 spruce wood, or stripped spruce wood blocks back. And again, 3 green terracotta blocks across the center here. After that, on the sides, we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood stairs. Same thing over here. On this first stair, we're going to place down an item frame. In that item frame, we're going to place down a green terracotta block. And again, for Java players, we'll place a dark oak wood sign on the side of that stair as well. We also want to place down a item frame that's going to be on the side of this stripped spruce wood block with a tripwire hook rotated face downwards in that item frame. And we also want to go ahead and take a spruce wood button and place it down on this block right next to it. So same thing over here. Item frame, tripwire hook rotated face downwards, and a button like so. We then want to take our green terracotta. We're just going to fill this in with 5 blocks. A second row of 5 after that. We then want to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stripped spruce wood back. And same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the sides here, we're going to place down a spruce wood button, a item frame with a tripwire hook rotated face downwards, button, item frame, tripwire hook rotated downwards, and a spruce wood button. We're going to do the same thing over here. So just like that. After that's done, we want to go and then place down a row of, or rather a dark oak wood stair like this on the inside, and then 1 back from it. Same thing over here. Like so. Then on the inside of those stairs there, we're going to go and grab ourselves some polished black stone brick blocks, and we're going to place down row 2 like that on both sides, and then 2 green terracotta blocks in the center. We're going to go and then place down a row of 5 of green terracotta across. Then for this section here, we're going to place down 2 rows of 3 of our blackstone brick slabs, or full blocks I should say. And then taking our dark oak wood stairs, we're going to place down 2 stairs here on the sides. So like so. After that's all done, on the back here, we're going to go ahead and again place down 2 dark oak wood stairs, this time on top of the nether brick stairs, and they're going to be back to back on both sides. And we're going to go and then take our dark oak wood signs, and we're going to go and wrap them around the 2 corners here, or 2 sides there of this outer stair. And then on the inner stair there, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull, like that on both sides. After that's done, we want to go and then grab a green terracotta block. We're going to place down a green terracotta block here in the center, followed by a green terracotta block. And then we're going to go and then place down a nether brick block next to it. And then a dark oak fence gate opened up toward the green terracotta block like that, coming off of it. And after we have that all done right there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 3 for the build. Again, taking a look at it from up above, this is what it should look like for the top-down view. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving on to our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. Now, this layer here, we do start to get some asymmetry occurring in the turret, so just make sure you're paying close attention to what side we're working on as we progress through these kind of final layers, as we do kind of start to get pretty asymmetrical in terms of what goes on what side of the turret. So again, just want to throw that out there so you guys are paying close attention to that. But let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and take some polished blackstone. We're going to place down a polished blackstone block on top of this green terracotta block. We're going to go and then go forward with 2 polished blackstone upside stairs, or sorry, top slabs. On the right side here of the turret, we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood signs, and over here on the left side, we're just going to place down 1 on this outer one, like so. We're going to place down a dark oak wood upside stair on both sides of this polished blackstone block, and we'll go ahead and then grab a chain, and we're going to very simply place down a chain that'll be coming off that block like so. And that's going to be on the left side there of the turret and left side only. After that, we want to go and then take our cut sandstone. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 slabs going forward. We're going to place down 2 dark oak wood top slabs. We'll place down dark oak wood signs there on the sides of those 2 top slabs. Then after that, we want to go and place down a set of 2 cut sandstone and then 1 polished blackstone slab like that to go ahead and make your gun barrel. With that all complete, we want to go ahead and then take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 3, or sorry, rather a row of 5 across. We're going to place down wither skeleton skulls around the sides of these 2 sides of that green terracotta block. And then after that, we're going to then place down another row of 5 of green terracotta across, followed by a 3rd row, and then we're going to place down 1 more, making this 4 rows across. Now over here on the right side of the turret, we're going to place down 3 green stained glass panes. On the left side, it's going to be slightly different here, with 2 green stained glass panes, and then we're going to place down a dark oak top slab, like so. After that's done, we're going to then place down a row of 3 of dark oak upside stairs across the center here, dark oak top slab to both sides. We're going to then place down a row of 5 of dark oak top slabs across, and then a row of 3 across the back there, like so. After that's done, we want to go ahead and then on Java, we'll place an item frame on top of this nether brick stair there, so kind of a sneaky little spot there. And in that, we'll throw a green bed and rotate it so the pillow is facing toward the front there of the vehicle. Then after that, we want to go and then grab a polished blackstone button, and we're going to place it down on these 2 green terracotta blocks. We're also going to place down a item frame on this dark oak wood stair with a green terracotta block in those item frames. And we'll go ahead and then place down 2 rows of 3 of item frames across those polished blackstone blocks. And in those item frames, we're going to place down iron bars. So each one like so. And then lastly, we'll take some green carpet, and we're just going to place down a row of 3 of green carpet across these blocks here on the back. And after we have that all done, that right there is going to conclude what we have here for this layer, just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything and everything does appear to be good to go. So yeah, that's what you kind of want for the top-down view here of the turret with this layer complete. Now for my Java friends here, we're going to be going ahead and using a tool here that's in the game to actually modify our pistons to basically complete our front end there. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in the command /give space @p Minecraft :debug _ stick. This right here will give you access to this glowing stick here, which we can do some pretty cool things with. We'll go up to these pistons, we'll left click the piston until we see the prompt selected extended falls pop up. By then right clicking the pistons, we can actually get rid of that wooden portion on top there. And what it does is it helps us really create some kind of nicer sloping here to the armor. and just kind of overall gives it a really nice look there. So nice technique to use, really helpful when it comes to these builds, and really helps kind of make these front ends look a lot better. Just note that if you do place a block or break a block anywhere around the pistons, they will revert back to the kind of with the wood portion there, so you may have to fix them if they do happen to do that. So just keep that in mind going forward. So try not to place a block on them or break a block by them. One thing also I want to mention here we can also do is we can actually modify the glass panes as well. So we can go to these glass planes and we can actually left click these panes until we basically find out what direction our pane is facing. Now what we can do here is your build's probably going to be a little bit different depending on the way you have it oriented, but by going ahead and going to basically selected, and for me it's going to be south, I can actually extend this side of the glass pane to actually go forward. You can also use your prompt here to see what direction you're facing, so that kind of helps. So you're looking this way, so that's south for me, east, and you can actually go ahead and then left click this selected west, and you can extend it west, extend it east, you can get rid of that connection there, so on. But I like to extend it forward here to kind of fill in that gap and kind of create a little bit more of a nicer transition there. And we'll do the same thing over here. We'll go ahead and send this south, and then this one right here we want to send it toward this slab, so since it's the opposite, we'll send it north. So just kind of helps create that nicer connection there, and just kind of makes the turret look a little bit more whole, I guess. So again, just a few little modifications there you can do for Java with some cool tools we have. Anyways though, that is it for layer 4. Let's move on to layer 5. Moving into our next layer, we have layer 5. For layer 5 to begin with, we're going to take our virtual buttons. We're going to place down 2 buttons on top of those 2 cut sandstone blocks, then 2 dark oak with trapdoors. Again, we'll place down 4 buttons like so. Another dark oak with trapdoor, and then we're going to go and then place down a polished blackstone slab right here. Coming off that slab, we're going to place down a chain like that, and then a dark oak with trapdoor to both sides of that slab like that. We're going to then place down a piston here in the center. We're going to leave it as is for right now, and then a green terracotta block back from that. To the sides of the piston or the end portal frame, whichever you choose, we're going to place down a dark oak slab, and then a zombie head at about a 45-degree angle here in the corners or to the sides there like so. On the right side of the turret, so the side here, we're going to place down a smoker, and then we're going to go ahead and then place down a dark oak slab, as well as the zombie head coming off the side of that slab. On the other side here, we're going to go ahead and place down another piston right here, and then a dark oak slab coming off that piston like that to the side. We then want to take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 3 across the center here. We'll then take a dark oak stair. We're going to place down a dark oak stair like this to both sides. Or rather, it's going to be on the left side there, a dark oak stair. Over here on the right side, it's going to be a green terracotta block. So just make sure you pay close attention there to the 2 differences. Then at this point here, we're going to place down another green terracotta block that's going to be coming off this stair. Then to the side here, we want to go ahead and grab ourselves a green shulker box. And we're going to place down a green shulker box that'll look something like this. And we're going to place down a dark oak trapdoor on the side of it and close it flat like that. After that's done, taking our green terracotta, we're just going to build over. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And coming off these 2 green terracotta blocks here, we're going to place down 2 mossy cobblestone walls. After that, we're going to place down 2 dark oak stairs going back here, and same thing on the other side, just 1 and 2. We'll fill in the center space here of green terracotta, so 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And on the very back here, again, a row 3 on top of those dark oak top slabs. We're also going to place down a trapdoor on this right block on the side there like that. And taking some dark oak fence gates, we're going to place down 2 fence gates here along the stairs. We're going to open these fence gates toward the outside, and we're going to go ahead and then place down dark oak signs on the side here of these signs, like so, and also on this side and the side of the stair. So that'll be on the left side there, that'll be kind of your little equipment rack. On the other side, however, we're going to go ahead and place down a dried kelp block, like so. Then again, we'll take our dark oak signs, we'll place a dark oak sign here, then a fence gate, then another fence gate right here, and then we'll place down a zombie head coming off this fence gate like that. And that will kind of help start to form your rear rack there. And with that all done, that is going to basically wrap up everything we have there for layer number 5. Again, here's an overview of what it should look like. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into basically our last final layers, layers 6 through 10, which should add all the top detail on and complete our build off. Alright guys, moving into our last final layers, we have layers 6 through 10. So for these layers to go ahead and get started with, we're going to go and begin with by going ahead and going to the zombie head here. We're going to place down our 4 iron bars going up like so for our radio antenna here on the front. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a redstone repeater on top of the smoker block, and we're going to go ahead and separate the notches from each other like so, like across there. We're going to go ahead and also place a dark oak stair here after that repeater going back. If you're on Java, we can also place an item frame on the side of that stair and a black bed rotated sideways like that. Again, that'll be a Java only feature. We're going to go then place down a dark oak fence gate, come off the side of the stair, open it toward it, and then we're going to place down an item frame, come off the fence gate, and a snowball in the item frame. Once that's done, we'll go ahead and also place down a piston here in the center. We're going to go ahead and then take dark oak slabs, and we're going to go ahead and surround the piston like so. Or actually, sorry, on these two sides, we're going to place the slabs. Then taking zombie heads, we're going to place down a zombie head here at a 45-degree angle there in the corner, and also to this side here like that. We'll go ahead and also take a dragon head, and we're going to place down a dragon head here at a slight angle. So like this, come off the left side there of the piston. We're going to go ahead and then place down an anvil, coming off the dragon skull, going forward, followed by a polished blackstone top slab, and then a chain like that going forward. We're going to go ahead and also place down a redstone repeater on top of the top slab like that to go ahead and make your mounted machine gun up there on top. With that out of the way, we'll also go ahead and grab ourselves a spruce special plate and a flower pot. We're going to place down a spruce special plate right here, and then a flower pot next to the anvil. We'll then take our dark oak with trapdoors, and we're just going to place down 2 going out to the side here, like so. After that, we'll take a redstone repeater, and we're going to place down 1 here after this spruce wood trapdoor. Again, we're going to separate the notches apart like so. On the back here, we'll place a dark oak wood fence post on top of this green terracotta block, as well as a fence post on top of the stair. Now, going up from this fence post here on the left side, we're going to go ahead and place down 4 iron bars. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll go ahead and then grab our dark oak wood buttons. Oops, a little bit of lag there on the server. And we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood buttons over, a end rod on top of this fence post here, and then a zombie head there on the very top. So just like that to go ahead and finish that off. Then on the very back here of the turret, we'll just go ahead and grab ourselves 2 spruce pressure plates, and we're just going to place down 1 here on the sides there of the turret. With that out of the way, we'll go ahead and for us Java players, we'll go ahead and grab our debug stick again, and we can go ahead and go to these pistons here and just go ahead and get rid of that wood portion on top of them, exactly how we did for the front sloped armor there for the front of the turret. And with that out of the way, double checking here to make sure I didn't miss anything, and everything does appear to be good to go. So with that's going to wrap up our tutorial here for the FV4201 Chieftain Mk.5 main battle tank. Hope you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask you guys give me proper credit for it. This will be anything from a side of the build to link to my channel or this video if this does appear to social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for your frees of our projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. Again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter Owen Brost for making this tutorial possible. And as always, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions. With that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Gear 204, and I'll see you guys next time.